morning, good evening, and welcome to this week's Fiberific live craft and chat, where we craft and chat live. I have been on a bit of a, sewing thing this last week or so, so I haven't actually done that much yarn crafting. So I'm going to do some of that shortly. I'm still working on those sleeves. I'm on Sleeve Island. It's official. I have two projects where I'm working on the sleeves, and I'm like, yeah, do I want to do it? No, not really. Nope, I don't want to do it. But I'm going to do it because it's winter now and I would like the warm things, please. But I wanted to show you a couple of the things that I have made over the last few days with my sewing machine, if that's okay, if we can digress just a little, because I'm pretty dang proud of it, to be honest. And they are, one of them's like ridiculously useful. You know how sometimes you think, I don't know why I would use that. But I'll make it anyway because it's the thing, and I'll make it. And now I have used it every single day since, because I'm like, oh my God, how did I live without this? And that, my friends, is this little bin. I made a little bin, and it's got like a slippery nylon on the inside. So, what's that? The WPC? I don't know what anything's called, all right? But like a slippy nylon in the inside, and then a woven canvas on the outside. And it just means that, like, when you want to empty the bin, you can just pour it and nothing, no threads, no fibers, nothing gets stuck. It's got a little D-link hook. I've got a little clamp on the table and I'm just hooking it to the clamp. It's such a good size little bin. If you want this, you can go and get it from Eclipse Patterns. She's got the pattern available on her website. If I was smart, I would have grabbed a link so I could share it with you. So just bear with me because I had two other things on my desk I was going to show you, but not that. And then I went, oh, the bin. Eclipsepatterns.com.au. There we go. The Raya Rubbish Caddy. Copy link. Pasting the link. Little bin. Now, if you're a sewer person, or you know a sewer person, totally worth it. In the little gift bag at the retreat, in the little gift bag at the retreat, we got everything we need to make this. So I got the boning that's holding it open. It's like a plastic boning, the D-link, all the fabric, also the clamp. She made us all little clamps. So I've got this little 3D printed clamp, and the little D-link just clips it on. So that sits on the top of the desk, and all that's under the edge of the desk so you don't see it. So when you're looking at it, it looks like that. It's so cute. I didn't realize as a yarn crafter how much I needed a bin at my table. I'm just putting it back because I don't want to lose it. So I want to get the clamp back in position. It's been a game changer. All little like ends and trims, just throw it straight in. Don't even think about it. Don't push them to the side. Don't remember. Sorry, something on my face. Anyway, this little bin is so adorable and so easy, and it's not even like hard to get off. Like, you just like to do it. In the pattern, you've got the option for this little D-link that could go into a clamp. If you can, I don't know if she's put the link to the clamp file in the pattern. Oh, excuse me. But also in the pattern, you've got an option, instead of a little link, to use a little sandbag. I like this. There's less chance of failure. Also, if something heavy goes in the bin, it can't just pull it off the bench. Although, I think Deb was saying at retreat how cool it would be if we went to the beach and grabbed sand from that beach to put in the sandbag for our little buckets, because of like the symmetry of it. And I love it. Oh, thank you, Knit Spin Girls. But yeah, so I've got it actually tucked right off to the side of my desk. So it's not like where I sit, because my knee doesn't get it or anything. I've got quite a wide desk, so it's tucked right off onto the end of my desk. It's like I can't show you. It's far away. It's like, it's my finger outstretched. It's sitting there. So if I'm outstretching it, the bin's there. So yeah, I think it's great. I think for yarn crafting, for sewing, for everything, I've been loving it, and I'll absolutely be carrying it around with me every. Oh, that's funny. You can shut it all the way. Tim's working from home today, and he's going to be on a call, and he closes my door. Okay. So I did the little bin, and then I was talking about last week how I've set up the projector for projector sewing, and one of the things that's really useful is pattern weights. It's not just projector sewing that's useful for, but specifically for projector sewing, pattern weights are a good idea. And I actually didn't have any, so I just did a bit of Google, and I made these. So it's just got a big square washer from Bunnings in it. I got the thick, heaviest ones. They're about 200 grams each. And they've got a little handle so you can carry them around. I made 6 of them, and I made them out of 6 different colors. Do you know why? Do you know why I made them out of 6 different colors? Because I remembered the conversation that we had about how I would get upset if my matchy-matchies no longer matched when I was buying the containers for my hardware. And you're also right. So I decided I will intentionally make them out of various scraps so that if I decide to make more, because I've just made 6, if I decide to make more, then I don't have to worry about the fabric choice. And all I did was, I think it's a 7.5 centimeter washer, 7.5 square. So that's near enough to be 3 inches. So I cut 4 inches, I think, 2 4-inch squares in each color, and then a little handle. I think that was 4 inches by 5 inches. So it's the extra inch gives you the. So I cut those squares, and then I also cut sort of just under 4-inch squares of quilting wadding, just cotton wadding. And how I fixed the wadding is very technical, okay? I used to bit double-sided tape, just a bit on each. There's a hole in the middle, so just a bit on each side of the hole. And then I used rulers like little tongs and slid it into the pocket that I'd made. But yeah, so very cute, very easy to make. And then, are you all sitting down? Because then I ladder stitch clothes with hand stitching. It's not great. Look, it's not awesome. But is it closed? Yes. Is it coming apart? No, not yet. That's a better one. I should have shown that one. That one's a much better one. So much better. Look, that one's pretty good. So yeah, so I think I progressively got better as I was doing that. So I made those, and then I decided while I was out and about, I may have ordered some extra hardware and vinyls and bits and bobs, and some it's a kind of interfacing. It's thick and heavy like cardboard, but it's great. Can't think of the name, but anyway, I got some of that too. But while I was out and about and picking up more threads and cottons and some extra feet for my sewing machine, because I've been having some problems with getting close enough to the edges for top stitching. It's like a visual thing. I did not paint the washers before inserting them. They are just the galvanized steel. I didn't do anything to make the washers themselves pretty, because the fabric's doing that. So it's just, I just straight up bought some Bunnings I think I'll post some photos over on Instagram. So if you're following me on Instagram, please go and check that out. I'll post them later today. I just got a couple of photos just to show some friends what I was doing. So they're not the greatest photos, but I'll post them over there, of sort of what I did. Didn't we give you a Bunnings shopping list? Yeah, and I went to Bunnings and I bought all the things. I bought the thing. Emma told me I had to go and get one of these, right? It's a Kinchrome. So we got it from Bunnings, but basically it's a telescopic magnet. So, but this one also, when you open it up, turns on a little light. So when you're digging around looking for things, you can find it. And I'm not kidding. What was I doing? I was doing something at the desk here, and I hadn't opened it out of the packet yet. And I dropped a needle under the desk, like a sewing needle, like so a sharp one I didn't want to leave there. And I was like, rip this open. And I was like ferreting around under the desk, and there was like, it picked up that needle, a couple of pins that I didn't even know were there. And it was just like you wave it around like a little wand in the dark, and it just collects all the metal things. It's fantastic, Emma. It was expensive. The others are like $8, but the one with the light was like 23 or something. I spent the 23. I'm so glad I did. Thank you, Emma. Best tool ever. It's so cool. It's so cool. And it can lift like, let me just see if it can lift. It can't lift this. This is 200 grams, so I'm not surprised it can't lift that. Let me just see. Stitch markers, no problems. Oh, the other thing, because I was transferring, or I went through all my sewing stuff because I wanted to do some more shopping, basically, but I wanted to double check because Spotlight are having a massive sale. If you need rotary cutters or boards or replacement blades, if you are over there, if you're a VIP over there, sorry, you're getting 40% off. So if you need replacement blades, now is the time, I think, till the 21st. But anyway, so I was moving all my pins out of like one type of container into another container. Or what they'd fallen out of their little container. And so I was like picking them up. I was like, wait a second. And I just grabbed this one. And just dropped them in. And it was so fast. I love this thing. It's so silly. But I have to hide it from Abby because I have to make it look like a boring pen. It's just a boring pen, everybody. It's a boring pen. Oh, yeah. It's totally so worth the extra money. Like, hands down. So it's got a really good little magnet on the end, and it can pick up, like, what did I pick up with it that I was surprised it could pick up? It was something that was about 50 or 60 grams. No problems, picked it up. I mean, and it was actually like grabbing this and pulling on it, but it couldn't hold the weight of it. So that's 200 grams. Well, it's 200, there's the actual washers were 200 grams, so it's probably a little bit more than 200 grams now. Oh yeah, wait a second. It was also through fabric, wadding, and then metal. I wonder if it would do better like on the edge where there's no wadding. I mean, it finds it, it holds it, but it can't lift it. It's too heavy. 200 grams is too heavy. 200 grams, you probably should bend over and get it anyway, honestly. Oops, hiding that. So the other thing that I did was I bought myself a new zipper foot for my sewing machine. So because I've got a domestic sewing machine, I can't get the really cute, super narrow foot that everyone using the semi-industrial and the industrial machines can use for their bag making, right? And all their making stuff, which means it's harder to find the edge, line up on it, and stay on it. For me, there's people out there who do phenomenally well with just one single foot on their machine, never using anything else, and creating stunning and phenomenal things. I'm not that person, okay? I'm a, I want to say reluctant sewer, but I'm not reluctant, but I'm just not good, right? I want to be better, but when I can't see things properly, I really struggle. So I went and bought, for my brother machine, I went and bought what's called a narrow zip foot. So it doesn't have the option of the left or the right. It's just the middle, and it's got like two little indents on it. If I was a smart person, I'd just show it to you. I'm just going to show it to you. I know you probably don't care that much because we don't do much sewing here. I would show it to you, but it's currently in my machine, and my machine's packed away. But this is the standard zipper foot, right? See how wide that is at the back? This one that I've got is that width at the back as well. So it is like, it's just like this section. And it's curved in there rather than hard point. Anyway, it's a fantastic option. And yeah, needle position is everything. So I can still switch it from side to side. I can still push it further out if I want. And that's what I did. So I went from, this was the first little baggie I made, which I'm very proud of. It's the first one I made on that machine when I was getting used to the machine, learning the machine, right? Not happy with the curves, not happy with the stitching, does its job. Fantastic little bag. It's doing what I wanted it to do, which is it holds all my feet. So it holds all the, oh no, that's the wrong one. There it is. So it holds all the little feet for my sewing machine. So, and it opens wide out. I can just dig around, find what I want. Oh, there we go. There's my Teflon foot for all my vinyl, right? So it does its job. I'm still going to keep using it. It's not being relegated. It's just staying here. However, this is the exact same pattern, right? See the difference? See the difference already? But this one was cute little lolly fabric. So got a little tail out there. Now this one's a bit fuller because this one's got a different job. It's not for holding feet. It's for holding all my Brother bobbins. And because I have Brother and Janome machines, I had to go, when I bought new bobbins, I had to go through it and put little marks on all my Brother bobbins because they won't work in the other machines and they look pretty much identical, which there's obviously something different because they won't play in the opposite machine. So I wanted something to separate them. So these guys get little purple Posca pen marks. Abby says I can't keep it. Abby says I can't keep the purple Posca pen. It's still here. I still have it. It's still marking all my things. I may have to buy one. But yeah, so that's its job. So I've just got a little bit of light blue fabric. Again, not perfect, but a hell of an improvement from this one to this one. And look at that top stitching. See that? I don't know if you can see. It's so bright. There we go. Probably the green, like less of the white light blue. But like, so proud of it. I'm so proud of it. Anyway, these are the things that I have made. Instead of knitting this week, I've made a little bag for this. I also went through every toolbox, everything that I own, sewing machine or sewing or because I was like, I had one roller cutter, right? And I knew for a fact I had bought, when I bought that one, so that was the 28 millimeter. I knew I'd bought the 18 millimeter and the 45 millimeter at the same time. And why I didn't buy the 60 is because I already had one in a different brand. But do you think I could find any of them except for the 28, which is a great one to have. It's a fantastic size. And with the big sale happening, I didn't want to go out and buy all new roller cutters and all the blades if I just had them but somewhere else. So I dug through everything and I found all my roller cutters. All of them have spare blades except for one of them. So I need to go and buy some 60 mil blades. Why did you connect? You can disconnect. And so I spent an entire day going through everything and sorting, and I was a little bit ruthless and got rid of some stuff as well. Just some crap I don't know why I was even keeping it, honestly. It was actual junk. And so, yeah, I'm just really happy with where I'm at right now. There's a couple of little things I still want to get. So like, I've got, these are my Janome, my Janome bobbins that I have got thread in them already. I want to do the same thing for the Brother bobbins, but a different color, possibly purple. If I can find one, I probably could. So yeah, it's I definitely need I need another one of those because that's my extra Brother. Well, that's some of my extra Brother bobbins that I just found tucked into other stuff, and I just just finding everything was just. This room is a tip right now because there's just piles of fabric. I've still got to go through my fabric crates. I've got 2 crates of fabric. I don't keep an enormous fabric stash because I love sewing, but I'm just not good at it, if that makes any sense. So I haven't poured much money into it. I'm very happy with the stash I've got. I don't really want to extend it out. There's no real gaps. I've got some great linings. I've got some great externals, but every now, like I've ordered in some vinyl because I want to try doing some more vinyl sewing. Like there's a really beautiful place that did these gorgeous panels. So I've got those coming. So, but yeah, that's my whole week has been really focused. Like I literally had to remove the cutting mat off this table so I could live stream here today because of my projector's right there. So I do all my cutting here. So yeah, so I'm currently surrounded by sewing stuff as well as all my yarn crafting stuff. So, I didn't, hang on a second. Let me just scroll back here. Did it not come through? Inner Logic has a members chat, but it doesn't appear to have come through this side like a members chat. Let me just look. I might need to scrub further back. Oh no, there it is. It just, oh yeah, okay, it did, but it just didn't show up okay, that's weird. Can't drive 55. I don't know what that means. I don't know what it means. Sandy says, I wish sewing machine manufacturers had ISO standards. I so wish the same thing. To be able to just like, I've got my light purple thread that I've already wound a bobbin for it on my Janome, but now I have to rewind a whole other bobbin onto my brother. Like, it's frustrating. It's frustrating. I totally agree. Game Widow says, why not? I have several sitting on my desk. I need new mats. Mine are getting a bit tatty. I'm not quite sure why not. I've missed part of the chat. Not missed it, but I missed where it contextually lined up with my conversation. I'm sorry. But yeah, so I have been very much enjoying what I'm doing, and I've got some plans. I put a door hanger on the back of this door, which I don't know why I hadn't already done that one. Oh, rotary cutters, yeah. Absolutely, hit the sale, 40% off, man. And it's all of them. It's Clover, it's Alpha, it's Viscars. So whichever brand you use, it doesn't matter. So I've got like the hooks on the back of the door now. So I'm in the middle of making a bag that will hold all my small, like not my big mat. I've got a huge mat that basically covers this table. So not that one, and probably not the next size down that I have hanging out in the lounge. Or not in the lounge, but I've got a spot in the entry area. But all my other cutting mats, ironing pads, rulers, all the rulers will fit. And so I'm going to have that so that, because it's got like a bag like that. So it's like a little, so you can see any corners poking out, and just grab it, of anything tall and big. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put press studs down the side so I can pull it open and actually leave it dangling open. So with a deeper pocket at the bottom so nothing can fall out as such. But just have it so that I can get to easily some of the shorter stuff while it's hanging on the door. So I am having such a good time. Londi Love Creations. Londi is Yolanda, who came to the sewing retreat, and Londi and I have had a lot of conversations this week. And so that's been very cool. She is a serious enabler, you guys. So she just fits right in with us. So yeah, so it's been just a really fun journey this week. Game Winner says, I'm good at straight lines. Anything else, I tend to get twitchy. My fabric stash is significantly larger than my fiber stash. Yarn and fiber stash. I promise I'm getting it down. Yeah. I don't know. Like I would like my yarn stash to just compress it like a little. Not a ton, but there's a spot that I've currently got like some of the full packs of yarn. Like the extra colors that I had in the Bliss and stuff like that, like, the tubes. So I've got a spot that I've just been sliding those. So I think I would like to make it so they're not there, because that's the table I want to set my sewing machine up on, and there's nowhere for me to put my legs right now. Like I could set stuff up on the table, cool, no problems, can't sit at it. So I definitely want to do that. So I've got a plan to buy one more things. I don't like to vacuum seal my yarn. I know some people love that. I don't vacuum seal yarn. It doesn't always come back right. And so like you open it out, you let it air, it brings back the air into it. But it's, oh wow, let's just boot. Leanne beat me to it. Thanks, Leanne. But yeah, so being able to just like have it in the vacuum bag, sometimes when you compress it, it doesn't always come back properly. So I tend not to do that. But I understand why you do. I will sometimes compress my fiber stash down, but a similar problem, it just depends on what the fiber was first. And also things like lace weights tend to come back better than a lofty DK, and it's the lace weights take up less room anyway. So yeah. One of my boys has a blanket thing like a Snuggie type deal. It has a pocket at the front that has become unstitched. I need to lug out the Singer. Yeah, sometimes you just got to do it. Sandy says, I agree about the vacuum sealing. I tried it once. The wool tends to felt. I don't know if mine felt. It definitely was compressed and it didn't work up the same as it had beforehand. I think it's very much going to depend on the yarn. I think it very much will depend on the yarn. But yeah, it's not my preference, but I understand why people do it. So yeah, because like, you know, and the idea sounds great. Like, let's just crush it, like squash it down and suck all the air out of it. That'll be awesome. But sometimes my stuff's got, it stays in stash like years, right? Years. So it's going to stay compressed a long time before I, you know, before I get, before I open it back up and use it again. So yeah, there's a bit of that. There's a bit of that. You know what? It could probably work more for things like cottons rather than wools as well. I mean, I don't know. I didn't do it with cotton. I did mine with wool, and I was just a bit like, no. So I'm not gonna do that. Sounds like your fabric stash. Yeah, possibly. Like that fabric that I used for my tote at the retreat. I'd been hoarding that to make a tote with. Wow. How is that back? My chat stopped. Yeah, we might need to keep an eye out on that. I thought I'd hidden them, but I mustn't have. But yeah, keep an eye out for that one. Thank you, Josephine and Leanne, for jumping in. But yeah, so it's very much a case of test it yourself, and if you're happy with it, then it's fine. But if you're not happy with it, then don't do it again. Like, everyone's got their own acceptances of what's, you know, allowed. Let's have a look here. Wow. So thank you to the mods for dealing with that. They'll probably come back. That kind of account tends to have multiples. Ah, yeah, there we go. Block that too. So yeah. They'll be back. They'll be back. These kinds of trolls have multiple accounts, so they'll have, like, I mean, they've got 7 and 6, so they've probably got more. So just keep an eye out. So I'm very sorry for anyone watching who is catching those comments. I'm definitely trying not to bring them on screen. But it's been a long time since we've had one of these guys come in where the mods get to just have some fun. So yeah, Inner Logic has posted. I've posted my nearly complete battle station to the Discord general chat. 5 screens, 3 PCs, and some retro computers. Oh my gosh, that sounds amazing. I love the look. I'm gonna have to go and check that out later. If you are not a member of the Fiberific Discord, we have a Discord where you can go and join in. Again, the mods over there are pretty cool. So as long as you're not being a douche, then your comments get to stay. You start putting anything inappropriate and you're gone. It's that simple. We don't put up with that kind of stuff. No spanners, though. They have those silly badges. Yeah, agreed, dumb badges. Hate them. Where's our wrenches? We can do more damage with a wrench than a shield. Anyway, so let me just think. I do have some craft. Like, let me know in the chat, what are you working on while I just natter on about all this sewing stuff that you probably don't care about, because I'm obsessed. And let me know in the chat if you are also a sewer. Because this is the thing here, we're all pretty multi-craftual. We're not like, oh, knitting's the only true craft. No, we don't do any of that here. It's like whatever craft you enjoy, whether it's knitting, crochet, spinning, weaving, dyeing, any of that, it's all allowed. It's all allowed. Game Widows, excellent point. You actually sew for a living. Absolutely. Excellent point. I knew you sewed, and I know Deb sews, I sew, and I know there's a couple others who sew. But yeah, I sew. I'm learning to sew, and I'm enjoying it. Let me just grab this guy here. Alrighty. We're going to go down to this so I can just keep knitting the sleeves, because the sleeves are a long way to go. Inner Logic says, I'm working on trying to walk away from the chat so I can make a cheeseburger or something for dinner. Well, good luck with that. Good luck. Londi says, I just finished my Julie Jet Setter passport holder and the Kendall Crafts reporter bag. I don't know how to say that word. I'm going to have to go and check out your socials for those, because I've been really loving it. Londi says that she mainly sews bags. I like bags, but I'm also learning how to sew garments so I can have clothes that I like, in fabrics that I like, not just what's available kind of jobbies. Inner Logic says, I sew hand and machine, but I haven't given the machine and pattern sewing the time they need. Yeah, it's definitely a learning curve. It's definitely a learning curve, and it's a bit different. But one thing I will say is, if you can knit and crochet, you're fabricating, right? You're creating the fabric and the garment at the same time. Some of that information translates over. Like, understanding construction of a garment totally translates over. So don't feel like that just because you knit and crochet doesn't mean you won't be able to sew or understand how to make garments. You totally will. Okay, we've got everything untangled here, I think. For now, until I tangle it up again, because, you know, welcome. My name's Chantel. If you haven't met me before. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous pink. This is a pure cotton. It's from Bendigo Woolen Mills. It's the Solstice yarn. I can't remember what they called the pink. I call it pink. It's so divine to work with, honestly. It really is. It really is. Deb's Hands and Heart says, I have too many hobbies. Oh, no, you don't. No, the only problem with having more than one hobby is finding time for all the things, and I get frustrated that I can't do the things at the same time. One of the things I'm loving is being able to set my sewing up here with my monitors so I could still watch the shows I want to watch. Whereas before I used to have to do it on the dining table, which was like quite literally the furthest point away in our house from any television. So yeah, it's one of those things. I may have posted my tote and roller skate bag in the Discord. Don't remember. Oh, look, add them in again. Add them in again. Absolutely. Inner Logic says, my mother usually brings over pants for me to hem because she's too short. Yes. I think, is it here? No, I've got something somewhere that's basically like, yes, I sew, no, I won't hem your pants. Oh, she never learned. So my mum was never a big sewer. Sandy, have an awesome day. We'll see you next time. Vampire says, I'm looking at my crochet, but just can't bring myself to pick it up today. I don't sew, but love seeing other people's work. I understand that. I totally understand that. Like, I look at people who do like scrumbling and who do it like beautifully, and I think that is stunning. That's not my thing, but I can appreciate the work. Can I get away with using a cutting mat as a desk mat? Absolutely you can. My mouse worked really nicely when this whole section was covered with my cutting mat. Dolores says that she's currently knitting a very simple garter stitch merino boucle blanket. Very nice. Dolores, we need pics. Over in the Discord, we need pics. Londi says, I can knit and crochet, but I'm very slow at it. It doesn't matter how long it takes you to do it, as long as you're enjoying it. That's the thing, as long as you're enjoying it. Inner Logic says, my hobby is collecting hobbies. Mine too. Mine too. Yeah, oh no, I'm going with the metal. Metal first. Yeah, I definitely am collecting hobbies. I love learning how to, I get frustrated if I don't know how to do something and I have to learn how to do it. Now sometimes that's advantageous, especially for like things like work and stuff like that, where it's like, oh, I don't know how to do this thing. I'm just going to sit down here for a minute, deep dive on it for a little while. And now I can do this Ubute thing that you needed done, except I didn't know how to do it. And now I do. So yeah, Dolores is really bad at sharing. Yeah, I get it. Deb says, ooh, my biggest hobby is buying and organising supplies. That is its own hobby. You are correct. Absolutely. Game Winner says, now you understand why I got the desk I did. I can sew and watch and listen to stuff on my computer. Need to stop chatting and start sewing. That's the next thing, right? In this whole, like, everything's sort of progressing and moving along. I can't wait until when we're in a live stream, we can just have voice to text to come to be on the screen. Like, I know that there's some services that offer that for some people already, but I just mean as general population, where you can just be like, hold your phone up or just type a button and just say something to it and it just appears, and not with a bazillion typos, and understand the Australian accent. Like, me and Siri have some serious issues. Sorry, Siri, I'm not calling you, just so that you know. And I think it's the Aussie accent. I really do. I really think she struggles with my accent, because sometimes when I'm trying to get directions for somewhere, I quite literally have to just pull over and type it in, because she cannot, for the life of me, just go where I wanted to go. She's got to choose somewhere else. So yeah, it'll be very nice when the voice to texting actually works with our accents. So, Inner Logic says, I got kicked back into my genealogy hobby because my mother and aunt are applying for Canadian citizenship, so I had to reorganize my computer desk. Okay. That's cool. Inner Logic says, the voice to text does not like my Providence accent. Not Boston. Okay, like, it's not Boston. It's not Boston. It's Providence. Yeah. So, yeah. No. It's no. I'm not gonna do that. Like, I'm not kidding. Siri struggles with my address. Like, it's not hard. It's not bilingual. It's not somewhere odd. And she wants to send me off to one of the local colleges instead every time. And I'm just like, oh my gosh. Okay, send me to the college. It's fine. I can get myself home from there. You know, or like, oh no, I'll turn off somewhere, you know, on the way, but I just need to get closer to where I am now, because I don't know where I am and I don't know how to get to where I want to go. But yeah, that's fine. Get me to that college. That'll do. You're just like, oh, so annoying. But yes, map systems with voice. I cannot wait for the voice to text to work better, because then we could sit and we could craft, and we could just like, you could just be like doing this, tap a button and say the thing you want to appear on screen, and you wouldn't even have to put it down and, you know, one hand drive your phone or whatever. Don't use Siri, use Google. Well, see, I use Siri, but I have got Google Maps as my preferred mapping system. So it's Siri trying to get Google Maps to do the things. And I'm not sure if I've actually stop it. Thank you, Siri. Um, um, sorry, all good. I just saw Bianca's message. All good, thank you. But yeah, so being able to have, you know, all of the options. I'd like the options, please. But yeah, using her, whose name I won't say because we've been activating her, to find like Google like map directions, because I definitely prefer Google Maps over Apple Maps. But yeah, and I'm actually not 100% certain I've put home in. And I used to have it in my other phone, so I've got to set that. So that's on me, and it would probably be easier if I just did that as well. It'd probably be able to understand where that is better. So that's on me from when I transferred my phone over, what, a year ago, and I still haven't done it. So yeah, that's not them. That's not their fault. That is mine. Oh, you waved at the Google Maps car yesterday. That's so cool. That's very cool. Okay, a little Instapause. Oh, the other thing that I may have ordered in all the ordering of things is Morris and Sons have ChiaoGoo quads, and so I wanted to try them. So I've got some of the ChiaoGoo quads coming in just a couple of sizes. Are you coming undone, you little stinker? Hang on, there was a pin here yesterday. Where is that pin gone? There it is. So I've got those in just I think I picked up like 4 pairs. But I don't know, like I ordered it like on the weekend, and I haven't received any kind of, let me just see if I've just missed. Let me just check my emails. You can't see my phone right now. Good. Mail. Track my order, please. No. It wants me to download the silly app. Oh, yeah, okay, so I have to install the dumb app. Fine, I use it all the time. Fine, whatever. Don't make me log in though. Just accept other stuff. You're very annoying. Does anyone else find this so annoying that you've got to have like an app for this and an app for that? And oh, look here, you also need, if you want to actually track your order, you need this other app, and just yeah, it's so annoying. Which Google account? That one, I believe. I just want to track my order. I want to find out where they are, you great buttocks. Alrighty, finally. No, it's sending me back to the Morrison Sons. Seeing everything. This is, I would just like to know if they've shipped the order or not. That's all I. The order has been shipped. I've received no email notification that the order was shipped. So after all of that, they're shipped. I don't know, but it's so annoying. All that time just to work out if an order was shipped or not. Yeah, go make food. Blondie says, I love online shopping. I don't have to go out and get things. Just keep on crafting and my goodies are right to the door. Me too. I will shop at Amazon for things that I could pick up at like Officeworks down the road, but if it means I don't have to go and deal with those dumb staff who don't know anything about anything, then I will shop at Amazon, which I also struggle with because I know evilness ensues, but they deliver it to my house and they're fast, so I don't have to deal with dumb people who know nothing about what they're trying to sell you. I particularly hate salespeople who go on and sound like they know what they're talking about, and you're standing there listening to them, and they're literally trying to sell you the one version of a model that won't work with, say, with a Mac, because they don't have the other one. And you're just like, that's cool, it doesn't work with the Mac. Oh, yes, it does, blah, 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 blah. And you just open it up, the file. Doesn't work with the Mac. And they're like, oh, well, I sold some today and no one said anything. And you're just like, because they're trusting you. They're probably sitting at home thinking it's them. No, I hate salespeople who don't know what they're selling. I miss the day where the people at the craft store knew stuff about craft, and the people selling you a phone knew stuff about phones, and the people who sold you a couch understood fabric selections and you know, the advantages of different kinds of couch shapes and heights and depths. No one seems to know what they're selling, and it ticks me off so much. Oh, congratulations, because that's a big thing. That's a big thing. Where's one of my things? Where's a paddle? We need a paddle for this. Am I going to get a paddle? Is it going to let me have it? No, it's just not. There we go. And it's pink and everything. Bing, bing. Good job. Yeah, ridiculous having to install apps for this and that and the other. I try to get by with just websites whenever possible. Yeah, no customer service everywhere. Absolutely, I agree. And like, if I've got to go in, like say I go to a shoe store and I need shoes and I've got to try them all on first. If I get any form of decent customer service, the chances are I'll probably buy those shoes from them. But if I can find them cheaper online somewhere else and I've had to go through, find them myself, try them on myself, have no input, no feedback from a human, I've got absolutely zero incentive to actually buy it from that store. Which sounds bad and sounds awful because I did try it on there. And if I'm right there and it's what I really want right now, then I probably will buy it. But yeah, it's just so frustrating. Dolores says, now I need to go and look at everyone else's current projects, just not during live. Now, do you all follow each other over on Ravelry as well? Like, I think that's a really important thing to do. I think most of us have got our Ravelry handles in our descriptions on Discord, where we can go and follow each other on Ravelry. Because then we can get we can go and see all the Ravelry posts. And if you want to see a Ravelry account that's like using so many of the Ravelry great tools for projects and how to put in notes and things, you need to go and check out Kelly's Ravelry. I don't know if she's in the chat here. I think she's definitely got it on her Discord handle. But she does so many, and Josephine as well. Both of those ladies do such phenomenal stuff in their Ravelry that it's just so good. And because I follow them when I go to Ravelry, you Inner says you're lucky you get Discord. Okay, fair enough. But what I was going to say is, if you go into Ravelry, you can actually just select what your friends are doing, and you can see what patterns they're adding to their favorites, and you can see what projects they've done. It's just so fun. It really is. Josephine and Bianca, yeah, Bianca as well. Holly says, I'm terrible adding photos to my Ravelry account. I was trying last year, but I keep forgetting. Dolores says, I've been really slack on Ravelry too, one platform at a time. I get it. If you've got to choose just one, you've got to choose just one. Like, I understand that. But if you've got the mental bandwidth, which I know not everyone does, because I don't always, and sometimes my Ravelry is lacking also. Like, I don't even know if this whole project is in there yet. It could be. I don't know. I'd have to look. But, you know, Leanne says, I'm sitting on Innerlogic's bench. I get it. I really do. I get it. Kelly says, it's really nice when you go to look at a project and filter to friends, and it means you can actually ask them about it directly too. Absolutely. Like, you're like, oh, I want to make a ranunculus. Who's made a ranunculus that I know? And you can look in, you go, oh, okay, so Kelly's made one and Bianca's made one. And then you can jump over, you can either message them directly in Ravelry, or you can jump over to Discord and message them there and go, hey, want some advice on a ranunculus, like ask all the questions. I just think using the extra platforms has its benefits. Like, it's an extra way to connect and touch point. And especially if you're not like a huge Discord user, it means you won't be bombarded with things that are not. Yeah. Innerlogic said, of course, literally the first video of Steph's I saw was her commenting about Ravelry's copyright stuff. Yeah, look, I understand that. I get it as well, but I also understand how hard it is to police it. So, you know, like, considering half my job is dealing with copyright, and I will say most companies don't do very well with it. But if you've got a way that you can report it and have it removed, like, that's a bit different. I don't know if Ravelry have that yet, where if you report something that is like such and such as like a different designer's pattern, and you can show them that it's a different designer's pattern. Yeah, but like I do get, I definitely saw where Steph was coming from with that as well. So it was a bit tricky, but I love Ravelry. I think it's a great tool. It's a free tool. I got Thread Loops, which is like a Ravelry but for sewers, to get access to all the features. Not free. Ravelry is still free to use everything. So yeah. Artsig's in the chat. Hey, it's good to see you. Don't worry about that. Is it daylight savings? I don't know if it is. We started at 10 my time. Did we start at 10 New South Wales time? I thought we did. I don't think we're on daylight savings yet. Has it started and I just didn't know? I mean, that's a possibility. Because we don't do daylight savings in Queensland. Yeah, Ravelry is such a small team to manage the entire site. It really is amazing. I rely on it so much, yeah. Dolores says, I'll celebrate placing my blankets with photos on Discord. No need to set the bar too high. And I will do a dance and I will look at your photos of your blankets on Discord, because I will look there too. That's so funny. It's still winter, no daylight savings. Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought it didn't kick in till like October or something. I mean, I don't know. We don't do daylight. Oh, they've left that open. That was dangerous. I could have just had tea everywhere. This is a giant, giant cup of tea, everybody. Probably made it a little bit too hot. So, you know, and the Yeti's just keeping it at scalding. So awesome. Thanks, Yeti. What have you guys got in your cups? I know it's not tea time for everybody. Some people it's too late for tea and it's time for scotch. So God, let me know that too. I might trust myself and leave it open, but over here, not next to the very expensive soundboard. Leslie, it's great to see you in the chat. A bit late to the party. Copy. Absolutely. Oh, update on the Sunshine Coast retreat. I have heard back from the venue. I've had to fill out a form and send it back. That's it. That's all we know so far. Nothing new. No one's contacted me. No one's letting me ask any specific questions yet. It's still very automated. I don't understand why it took them so long to be so automated. But anyway, we will wait and see. So if you are, thank you, Kelly. If you are interested in joining us for a retreat on the Sunshine Coast in 2027 or 2028, let me know. We don't have any set dates yet. We're trying for May or June. I'm trying harder for May than for June, to be honest. So it's a bit further away from our August retreat. But we're trying to get a retreat day set up in a very similar situation that the sewing retreat that I just went on was, because that was great. Alicia at Eclipse Patterns, who ran the retreat, has been super helpful and in letting me know that what extras and what have you she had for hers, so that we can make ours just as awesome. One thing that I will need to do is I will need to get some covers for the table. So she brought her own because she runs a lot of retreats and stuff like that. So she had her own already, and I don't have any. But she did tell me where she got hers from. So they're just like black stretchy little tabletop covers, that like a fitted sheet but for your table. The problem that I found, like AliExpress and stuff like that, they sell them and they'll give you like one price for one or two, but I need like 30, and then it's like this other crazy price and you're just like, oh, that's ouchy. So I'm thinking I might have to, get a band of friends together to put in a few orders. Game Winner says there's not enough tea in the world today. I understand. Molly says you have to pay to add photos in forum chats now, but if you have a photo in the projects, you can select that for free on Ravelry. Yeah, I think there's a point where I was paying a small fee to be able to upload photos directly from my desktop. I think that's what it was. But then I was actually able to connect my Google Drive, and all my photos automatically go there anyway. So paying for something, but over on what do you call it, Thread Loops, even some really basic stuff is included in their premium $7.50 US a month package, whereas Ravelry, I think I paid $5 per year for something, for a feature. So very different pricing. Artec's got water and coffee. That's awesome. Josephine says vanilla Pepsi Max for the win. Awesome. I love that. I love that. Update from the kitchen. Come on, Innerlogic. Angus burger in the cast iron skillet, bun toasting, sharp cheddar waiting to get melty, and finished off some strawberry Greek yogurt to take the edge off. Yeah, got to get those blood sugars sorted. The Gamer Widow says, I have a person, they supply wedding events. Londi says, I got my table covers from AliExpress over a few orders to get them cheaper. If you need a hand to get them, just sing out. I will. Josephine says, I used to pay the $5 a year, but rarely use anything but a project photo to the forums now. Yeah, I don't really use the forums anymore. I might, so yeah. Yeah. And I have a question. Like at the retreat we went to, all the tablecloths were black, and I get why they were all black, but do we all want black? Like, that's my question. They're available in like 11 billion colors. Should we make it colorful with our tablecloths, or do we want black? Because like for my tablecloths for all my stalls and stands and stuff, I've got like the full ones with that go all the way down to the ground. I've got those. I don't need them for that. This is for retreats. And if I get some, like if I start getting them now, I'll have some for the Fiberific retreat, and we can test a few out, like for our August retreat this year that we've already got sold out. Go for the rainbow. Get the colors. Yeah, I think we should get the colors. I think so. Like, because I get why you want to get black. I really do. But I think if we go all the colors, it could be more fun. Deb says, yes, we need black. Why do we need black? We could get some black. So those that want black can have black. But I've already got black covers for my stall table. And then I had a Vibrafic color printed table runner made, custom, so that you've got your black tablecloth, and I had this beautiful colorful thing for down the middle. Oh, we need the black for photo backgrounds. Yeah, but like, what if I just got a couple of black ones and the rest of us could have colors? Because I suppose, did I take any photos at retreat? No, my bag was too big. It didn't work on the tables anyway. I don't know. Oh yeah, maybe we could just do a mix. We'll just do a mix and everyone can choose what they want. Maybe that's how people can choose the table they're going to sit at. Imagine not knowing where you wanted to sit, but you wanted a particular color and you didn't know who you're going to end up sitting next to, and actually meet someone new because you wanted the black. So yeah, I think we'll get a mix. I think that's what we'll do. I'll get a mix. And you're right. I could put in a few orders. I don't need to put it all in as one order. I could do it over time to get the better prices. Because I'm such a cheapskate, honestly. Such a cheapskate. I don't want to pay like they're like, oh, you can have one or two for like a couple of bucks, but then after that they're $15 each. No, I don't want that. I just want a couple of bucks. Couple of bucks, whatever it is. It's like $5 or $7 or something. I don't know. I can't remember. Cheaper. It's considerably cheaper. Get in there, little stinker. Do you want shaped or stretchy fitted cloths? I want the stretchy fitted ones. These are like little, like they were like fitted sheets in stretchy stuff. I don't know what it's called. It was stretchy lycra-ish. It was very stretchy. It was very good, very easy to use. So yeah. I reckon, yeah, I'll get a mix. I'll get some pastel or fun colors, and I'll get some white, and I'll get some gray because I love gray, and I will get some black. I'll get a total mix because I got to get like 30. Game Widows sent me a link. Let me have a look. Game Widows. Messengers. Oh no, these the ones that I'm looking at don't go to the ground. They're literally just the lip of the table. Yeah. So it uses like considerably less fabric. How did I have 13 pairs of hand knit socks in the wash? Did you save up hand knit socks till you could be bothered washing them? Yeah, no, so these are just literally like they just go around. The elastic literally sits under the edge of your just top of the table. They're very small. They're just enough to take the chill off the table, really. Because, you know, people have got to be able to roll in and put their legs in. Yeah, you got to save where you can. Some things get away with the cheap. Other things you only get from absolutely. Other things you only get from reputable places. Absolutely, definitely agree with that. For sure, because it really does depend on what you're getting. Josephine says rainy days, I guess, and staying on top of Bruce's washing because he can't do it. Yep, yeah. Sometimes, especially when they normally do it themselves, and you just don't realize how many of something they use. You have too many pairs of socks, Josephine. You might have to pass some along. Oh, that's hilarious. I love that. I've got to finish making some more socks. But I want to finish, I want to get at least one of these projects off Sleeve Island before I start something new. Because I have, let's see if we were looking at the same thing here. Sorry, I don't normally touch my phone quite so much, but I'm going to show you guys what Yolanda just said. This is it. This is the photo. See how it's just, we'll do it in a different color so you can see it. But it's just literally the top. It's just a stretchy lycra fabric. And like, look at that, $1.42 for the first one. And then the second you start adding more. 76 by 183. Yeah, that's a 6-foot table. Is 183 the 186 foot, isn't it? 244 is way too long. Yeah. So yeah, so that's basically exactly them. Where I'm up to. Yes, that's I was looking on AliExpress as well. So, and I know there's no real difference in AliExpress and Temu, but I don't like the practices of the Temu apps. I don't use AliExpress's app either, honestly. I use the desktop version. But yeah, for me it's just a different, I know they're all coming out of China. I get that. I really do. But yeah. I kind of miss the days, like the old days of when AliExpress very first started up. And it was just literally people who had bought like a bulk thing from Alibaba, you know, like bought the 1,000 pack and just went, look, I only need 500 of these, so I'm going to sell the other 500 here in the AliExpress. And, you know, but in like 25 lot bundles or something. And you're like, this is awesome. But now it's just all sorts of stuff. It's a bit more Temu-ish than it was back in the day. It used to be great. Now it's a bit annoying. And I have to unsubscribe from the emails after my parcels arrive every time because I just get bombarded. And it's so very frustrating. Like, I've expressed an interest in a particular item online. It's something Abby's looking at. And I'm not kidding. From that day onwards, like, I have received 2 emails a day from that company. And I've got to wait until another day or 2 because I entered a competition. And I want to see if I win it. And after that, I'm gonna unsubscribe because it's just chaotic. It's just chaotic. So yeah. I've also requested from the venue, like, to find out how much the linen packs would cost, because it might be still worth doing it, because I didn't realize it was king sheets, and like singles are easy to get your hands on, like you know, secondhand shops and stuff like that. You can just make yourself up a camp pack if you don't have one already. But king singles are a lot harder to do that with. So I've also, for a treat, I've also gotten a quote on how much they would charge for the linen pack, just so I can get an idea. But I've also found out you don't have to get linen packs for every attendee. So, you know, say 15 of you want linen and 15 of you don't. I can just get the 15 linen packs. And just have like a little optional extra cost for those that want linen. But I've got to wait and see what the pricing and stuff is. I haven't decided which way we're going to go. Spotlight does my head in with the amount of emails. I actually don't get that many emails from Spotlight. I miss sales because they don't tell me about them. The great bums. I usually find out they're having a sale because I went to their website for something. And you're just like, where was my email? Tell me about this. I've been a VIP since you had VIPs. By the time I load the car, there's not much space for linen, especially if you car share to get to a venue. Yeah, true. But I will say there's no way I would have coped without an extra blanket. Their idea of blankets and my idea of blankets, not the same. They're not the same. And pillows as well. Their pillows were just better than no pillow, but marginally. So yeah, I like, even if I got the sheets, I still would use my own blanket and I would still bring my own pillow. Bianca says, I unsubscribed from Spotlight because of the sheer number of emails. Yeah. Yeah, I get that. Maybe that's something I did years ago for some reason. Maybe I have unsubscribed from the emails. I'll have to go in and check my settings. Maybe I have. Maybe I need to just resubscribe for something. Hopefully it's not like an all or nothing thing. I love it when companies are like, look, do you want daily? Do you want weekly? Like, what do you want? I'll be like, dude, I will take a weekly email, please. I do not want all the comings and goings. I just want the roundups of the big stuff, and I don't want to miss the sales. Love a good sale at Spotty. Go in and grab all the good things. When is Spotlight not having a sale? No, it's more of a case of like, are they having a sale on something I care about? Because I couldn't tell you if I've actually ever bought a homeware item from Spotlight. Like as in soft furnishings, like mats or cushions or stuff. I've definitely bought towels. I've bought my pillows. I think I bought I bought curtains, which I won't do again. Other than that, it's all just been craft supplies. So like, I don't want paper craft. I just want yarn craft and sewing. That's it. Like, so fabrics more specifically. And if they ever put the sewing machine needles on sale, because that's the other thing I tend to go through a bit. Freaking quilts. Look, are we all sitting down? Is everybody sitting down? Because I have a confession to make. I am planning on making a quilt. I am planning on it. I managed to score a thing of batting. So like the quilt inner is a cotton bamboo blend. I managed to get that when they had that complete screw up on their website, where it was like 106. Was it like, what did I get? It was like 220 down to 60. And Abby was out and about, and I'm like, Abby, go to Spotlight and buy this thing. So I just sent her the photo with all the codes and everything. Just go. If it's $60, I want it. And so we got that. And then I think I sent that to some of the girls in the regular chat. So I sent that through. And so Abby brought that home. And I don't remember if it was a single or a queen size bed amount of it. Whatever it was, it's huge. It's enormous. I think it must be a queen size amount. It's taking up an immense amount of space in my living room. And then a couple of days later, the listing changed and it was $60 off that price, bringing it down to $160. So it was just like, I managed to get in for an insane sale. There was an accidental mistake of a sale. And because I just thought, that's just so, are they like selling out? Are they getting rid of this? Like, why are they doing this so cheap? But it was literally a screw up. And I thought maybe it was just online, because I said to her, if it's this price in store, I want it. And it was that price in store as well. So people had put the tickets on. It hadn't flagged for anybody. And then, yeah, I madly got one. I just bought one. I didn't go crazy. But yeah, so I'm planning on making a quilt. So I did watch, while we were at retreat, the ladies who were sitting opposite me, they were quilting, and I am not kidding. In the weekend, they started with a panel in the middle. So there was a big piece done. It was a beautiful panel. And then by the end of the weekend, the lady sitting opposite from me nearly had the entire top done. Like, she was just doing this outside section that she hadn't decided what she wanted to do with it quite yet. And then sashing, and then binding, and then the backing. So yeah. And I've just sort of sat there, because I thought quilting was something that took like months to make a top. And admittedly, her blanket was a single bed blanket, so it was smaller, but she did it in a weekend, as well as some bags that she had wanted to make. She had these 2 little bags that she was making as well. So she made those first and then did the quilting. And I was just so inspired. Like, the ladies I sat with, they were so nice. Deb and I got there a little bit late, and so we got separated because there weren't 2 tables together, which is totally fine. It happens. We had a lot of travel time, and I thought we got on the road early enough, but obviously not. Because we left my place a little after 8:30, I think. And we did stop off at Packer Leather, but we didn't spend a crazy amount of time there. But anyway, it's a bit of a drive to the Sunshine Coast from here. So yeah, it was just gorgeous. And now I want to make one. And I think the nice panel or something in the middle would be nice. But I'm tossing up whether or not to do it with like t-shirts or whether to just do it with the cute fabrics, because I used to make Abby all these A-line dresses that she used to just live in, right? They were just a really basic little A-line dress, a little bit of interfacing around the neck just to keep the neckline down, and a little single button at the back of the neck, just no zips or anything because it just wasn't that good. And she lived in them, and she had like a little collection of like 6 or 7 of them. I've still got little bits of all the fabric. So I was tossing up whether or not to make something like memory wise or whether or not to make something just nice. So I haven't decided yet, which is why it's not done, because I haven't decided which way I want to go, whether to make it memory specific, because I don't think I've got enough of anything to do that with. Like, in reality, it's probably more of a cushion thing. Like, because there's only a few of the dresses. It wasn't like there was 200 of them or something. Or whether or not to just go and find like a beautiful pack and just make a beautiful quilt. I think the quilt itself could become the memory. So, yeah. Dolores says, must be the season for quilting. I have plans for a quilt as you go, made with hexagons, not putting a time frame on it though. Totally understand that. Game Widow says, my last sewing machine was like that. They listed it for $250, which was the lower model's price instead of the correct price of over $500. I ordered it and took screenshots just in case. Yeah, sometimes you've just got to jump, right? Like I was like, I've been thinking about making a quilt for a while. I have no direct plans to start it, but I saw the wadding at that price for cotton bamboo, and I'm like, nope, I am there. Inner Logic says, I wanted to make t-shirt quilts. I had plans to make baby clothes quilt, but the ex donated a lot of the clothes. I need a table for sewing. I don't have the space. Yeah, look, I love the idea of the baby clothes one, but all our baby clothes got donated. It's like we've got like the outfit she came home in and like a couple of other things, but it's like literally 5 things. And her first little pairs of socks that was just equal little tiny socks. Bambi says, my mum does a lot of quilting. I think the picking the fabric and working out the layout takes the longest. Once you get sewing, it goes pretty quickly. Yes, this lady, she had, she was doing a little bit of that while she was there, more that she was just sort of changing her mind a little bit on it. But she had all the fabric there, so it was just a case of cut it up and go. So when you go to a retreat, you do tend to take, you two tend to already have an idea of what you want. Game Winner says, my mum was prolific and fast at making quilts because she worked out ways to make them efficiently. Yeah. Yep. No, I don't think I want to do a Star Wars quilt. I don't think I want it to be like that. I think I just want it to be pretty and beautiful, not just geeky. Also, you know, those fabrics are really quite expensive. Like the licensed fabrics are pretty dang expensive to use on a quilt level. But yeah, I mean, it could be done. Spinning Wheel of Death. Let me just check my stream health here. I've got excellent on my end. It might, oh no, there we go. I've just got an error. So it might be everybody. Spinning Wheel of Death for everybody. Buffering. Sorry, everyone. Tim's on a call as well. So I think I think it's just going to be a case of we just have to work through it. Um, Molly, I've no idea. I've no idea about what these quilts are, but I understand depending on which pattern or shape you decide to go with, it could take a lot of time. So what they were doing was little sort of squares. I'm just going to change screens and just see if that helps boot it into doing more, because sometimes it's actually the software not sending enough signal, and sometimes it's my internet being a buttocks. And we've been having a little bit of problems here the last couple of days with our internet just dropping out randomly and then just picking itself back up. So we don't know, we never know what's going to be the what the issue is going to be, like whether it's me or the software or what have you. I will say, I don't know if you guys are even listening, but I will say that I had a problem and put in a question into the Ecamm forum, like on Facebook. And so I've still got poor health on this end. I'm just jumping back in, yet still poor. So and it was just like hey, why can't I get my Stream Deck to control my Ecamm anymore? It's just being a total pain. And I listed out some of the things that I'd already tried and stuff like that. And so a lot of the community were coming back with like some really nuclear options, like basically just delete everything and try that. And I was just like, really? Like that seems pretty full on to do that. I just want to grab a screenshot of this. There we go. Sorry, screenshot to send through to Ecamm, because the issue is Ecamm sending too low of a signal. Because Ecamm tries to be efficient with the data they send. So if I don't change my screens around or have anything super pretty going on or anything crazy, it drops down the bit rate a little bit. So yeah, but apparently it's getting a bit better now. But anyway, yeah, anyway, so I put this thing in Ecamm's Facebook group, and eventually one of the guys who actually develops Ecamm jumped in with something to try. And so I tried what he said, which was so much less nuclear, and that was the fix for me, at least. Because there are other people jumping in like, oh, I have this problem as well, blah, 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 blah. And so, and they were like, that didn't solve it for me. And what I did was like, I put in like, solved with some asterisks and thanked, Glenn for his help, and then put screenshots of the changes I had to make. And then I get a message from like one of the Ecamm moderators, who is just really super kind, and they're sending me a t-shirt for being like a good family member and making the post super useful for people down the track. And so I was just like, oh my gosh, so I've got a t-shirt coming as well. So I'll be super happy. And I got to choose what color and what size. It was great. It seems okay again. Yeah, look, I've got good rather than excellent, and I'll take that. I'll take it. The Star Wars is pretty. Star Wars can be very pretty, yes. Inalogic says, I have a friend who is in the US Navy, and she's always asking people to make and donate boat rack curtains. The sailors just get these apparently boring blue curtains. Yeah, I can imagine. They would have a very utilitarian supplied curtain. So yeah, it's interesting what different people are asked for craft-wise. Oh, there we go. Now we're back to excellent, and I did nothing. I didn't change any of my settings. I switched screen, but now it's excellent. So, that's a fun one. I wish I could force the stream to send through a high. I mean, I could stream. Actually, I might try that. If I stream at a higher bit rate, like if I stream at a higher, because I think I do 1080p. I've got the internet to be able to do 4K. We don't need 4K, but I can do it. And so maybe I could try that, because that would literally send through more than the minimum at all times then. And maybe YouTube would stop being a numpty, It was great having you jump in. Thanks for coming. So yeah, just lots of things going on. My brain's a little bit flighty today. I've got lots of work stuff happening, as well as my brain with the craft and the retreats, and trying to also make sure I'm happy with what I've got planned for the Fiberific retreat in August, and not just be focusing on this potential one, because we've already got one booked in that we're going to, for those that got in before we sold out. But yeah, so, and then we'll still be having our August retreat next year as well. So even though there will be, or possibly will be, an earlier in the year, we'll have the retreat at the beach, fingers crossed. So the Sunshine Coast retreat, but we also will still be having our retreat in the mountains the next year as well. So, that's the other thing, is people need to decide, can they do both, or do they want to do one, or what? So yeah, I mean, I personally, one in the mountains, one in the beach, I'm there for both. With 4K, you could help me count. Absolutely, you could. Absolutely. But yeah, I might try a 4K stream next week. I mean, it'll either work or it won't. I mean, there's no real reason to stream at 4K. I mean, and the other thing to remember is, just because I stream at 4K doesn't mean you have to watch it at 4K. So if you've got download limits and things like that, you can still just choose to watch it at 720 or 1080. You don't have to watch it at 4K just because I stream it in 4K. That's a really big thing to keep in mind. Now, I personally would want to see what it looks like, just to see if it makes any difference, any real difference. And I will certainly go and watch the replay on my TV in the lounge room and see if it makes, or at least part of the replay, to see if there's any advantages or not advantages, or, if it's bad. If it's just bad, if it's too close, it's like, oh, look, Chantel's crotchety old lady face. 4K does her no favors. So yes, because I have my camera actually sends a signal in 4K. So that's already doing that, but it's more just the signal I'm sending out is not. So yeah. And there's some other yarn events still ahead. Yes, there are some things still coming. Crochet Guild of Australia is on this weekend coming, is it Wollongong? If you are down south, like seriously, you need to go. TL Yarn Crafts is going to be there. You need to go. If I could get there, I would be going. And I'm really hoping that they have the next one somewhere I can go. Because I've missed a few now, and I would like to go and check out and see how it's looking. And they're getting some really interesting guests and stuff. So I'm very, very curious to see how all that would go. I've got a horrible feeling I did 2 rounds on that one. I hope I didn't, because this side will be shorter. Oh yeah, Bendigo's in a month as well. Like, those of you hitting up Bendigo, that's another must-do event. If you've never been before, you absolutely need to go. Bendigo Sheep and Wool Show is probably one of my favourite yarn events in Australia. Innerlogic says, oh, I just noticed I was at 720 and switched to 1080. There you go. Because sometimes your system makes decisions for you that you don't necessarily agree with. Like I'm like, computer, I'm not ever in my life would I ever say yes to 480p. I would rather not watch it. Okay, so 480p not up there. Innerlogic says next week I'll watch on the TV if it's a 4K TV. Yeah, I've got a 4K TV too. That's why I want to check it on the TV. My monitors are 4K monitors as well, but it's different when it's on the TV, and the TV's enormous and huge. I don't know how I feel about it. I always find it very conflicting. So, just how it is. It's just how it is. I should probably check these sleeve lengths at some stage. I haven't done as much as I think I've done, is really what it boils down to. I'm tangled again. Come out, little yarn. I need the yarn. Where are you going? You're just like off on a little adventure. Going over here, going over there. You don't need any of that. You're not involved in that one at all. Okay. Alrighty. Hopefully I've detangled. Probably haven't. Like, let's be honest. So, yeah. So I reckon getting some fun colours of those tablecloths could be good. We'll get some plain ones too, but we'll get some fun ones. And there's going to be like some extra tables at the back that we could put like a black, a grey, and a white. So if you've got specifically photos you want to take, you could use those specifically for that, I suppose. But yeah, I could just get a few of each. Or we could just get all black, honestly. Now that I understand there's an actual reason. But yeah, I don't know. But I can tell you, it actually looked really nice with the tablecloths on all the tables. Um, yeah, it looked really, really nice. It was very inviting. So I'm like, dudes, we probably need this. Their tables were a little bit different. They don't do the like their tables had like a, I want to say like a metallic finish, like a metal top. They weren't a standard blown plastic 6 foot camp table kind of job. But they were that size. They were the same size. So yeah. Um, things are less likely to slide around the table top too. Yeah, I think that's part of the reason why they had it, is so that you didn't have things moving quite so much. It also quietens things down just a little bit as well, like less bouncy surfaces. I mean, it's just lycra over the table, but I think it could have been very noisy in that room, but it wasn't. I mean, it was noisy enough, but it wasn't chaotic. I'll just check to see if I've heard back from that guy yet. He might have already come back to me. Nope. Not yet. Oh no, there's Bendigo Woolen Mills email has come. Pure Alpaca is back for a limited edition. So if you're an alpaca person, they're going to have Pure Alpaca is back. They've also got a limited edition shades of luxury in 4, 8, and 10 ply. And they've extended the Elixir recycled range. And their renovation's nearly all done. Let me just look, see the alpaca. Look, that alpaca. That's actually, like, even though it would hurt me, the alpaca is beautiful. I can't have the alpaca. But what are the extra shades of what's the extra shades of the luxury? Oh, the green girls are going to be happy. You guys are going to need to check your own messages, but there's an extra few shades there. There's some nice colors: bronze fennel, sumac, hazelnut, snow pea, bay leaf, and blue winter. They're very warm tones, but they look very nice. Okay, so yeah, so if you're a Bendigo person, you might want to check your email and check out those photos for yourself. Oh. Yeah, so I keep forgetting that I've actually already finished the bottom of this. So it really is just the sleeves and it's done, and probably some weaving in, but I could wear it without weaving in, right? Yeah. I could totes wear it without weaving everything in. Should I? No. Will I? Probably. Alrighty, let's have a look. Okay. Oh yeah, it's coming along. It's coming along because that's where the sleeve started. There, you can see the terrible join that I did. Don't look at that. Why is that a loose stitch? I'll have to check that. Why are you loose? Might be able to tweak that. It's on the underside of a sleeve. I'm probably never even going to notice it. Like, oh my gosh, there's a stitch that I don't like. Did I do the same thing on this side? No, I did not. I don't have the loose stitches, so I don't know why it's loose. The bay leaf is quite nice. Yes, it is. I quite like the look of the sumac as well. So, I'm not buying any though. I'm going to be good. I'm not going to get any of those. I'm not even going to consider the alpaca because I'm allergic, but I'm also not going to buy the luxury because I've got the yarn that I need for all of the projects I've got lined up. I may have also ordered in the Oz Yarn Co order that I just put in, I may have ordered one of the new colours that the Sierra is available in. I don't have a project for it, but I wanted to see it in real life because it looks really cute on the screen. And I may have picked up some cheap needles because they were selling out at good prices. So I've got those two. Fine. So I already bought yarn this week. I don't want to buy any more yarn. One thing when I was going through all my fabric stash was I found this really beautiful alpaca fabric that I bought for something. Don't remember what I bought it for. Probably a chair cover or something. It's like a thicker upholstery fabric. I'm like, I'm going to make a bag out of that. I'm going to have alpaca bag. I'm allergic to alpacas, but I'm not allergic to alpaca fabric. Dolores says it is. I ordered some for a big blanket project I'm about to start. Oh my gosh, you're already in there. I didn't even know it existed till that email right then. I think the other thing, sorry, I keep reading Emma's comment about things are less likely to slide around on the top. I think the thing I really noticed was how not cold the top of my table was. Like it could have been a mixture of the fact that the room was heated, but also there were tabletop covers for everything. I feel you. I feel you. I've just reorganized the stash room. I have no business buying more yarn. That's my next task is to reorganize my stash because I found out something this week. Are we all sitting down? We're all sitting down for this. I found out something that you can do on Ravelry. You all probably know about it already. You probably all like, yeah, whatever, Chantel, that's been around for 11 billion years. I didn't know about it. But apparently, Louis is losing his mind out there. Apparently, when you're putting your stash yarn into Ravelry, you can mark where you locate it. So if you're a person who stashes your yarn in crates or in like Kallax buckets and things like that, you can name that location, like bucket 1, bucket 2, crate 25, whatever, and you can add that location into your Ravelry stash so that when you're looking for your yarn, like, oh, I want to use this. Oh, where did I put that? Oh, I can't remember. I'll have to buy something else, right? You can actually just go, oh, crate 7, open up crate 7, unless you've gone in and been all janky with it. That's where your yarn will be. So as I go through and sort everything out, I've got to rearrange some stuff in my shelving. I've got things in location. I've got things I want to use in spots I can't get to because I've got a table in front of the Kallax unit. So there's like the end 3 are really hard for me to get into. So I've got things in those that I want to get to, but it's very difficult to get to. But then I've got stuff in other boxes that I never ever use that are in positions that I could utilize or get rid of. I've got a real big problem. I like to keep the good boxes. So I've got the box for my Rodecaster. I've got the box for my Mac Minis. I've got the box for my laptop. And, you know, they're the good boxes. And they take up space. They take up an entire Kallax. They do. like not an entire, sorry, an entire Kallax cube, 1 cube plus on top of the cube, part of on top of a cube, maybe the top of 2 cubes and inside of 1 cube, right? And they're the good boxes. And I don't know what to do about that because I like to keep the good boxes. Oh, hang on a second. What's happened here? Inner Logic says, proud Geek Dad moment. I have the Ultimate Hitchhiker's Guide leather-bound special edition. Oh my gosh. One of my kids asked to read it, so I bought him the paperback version. I totally understand why you did that. He's going to use it for his school summer reading. Fantastic. Oh, I love it. Absolutely love that. That's a good read too. That's a good read. But yeah, so that's where I'm at with my stash and stuff. I've got some stuff in front of my stash, in front of the Kallax that I need to sort through and get rid of. Oh, hello, Abby. You home from work? Okay. Well, we're streaming for a little bit longer yet. Oh, Abby's full of disappointment. Macca's have stopped selling the creme brulee pies, which she loves. She does not like the apple pies, so whenever they sell like the creme brulee, then she's good there. Have you got your towel? Okay. Yeah. I have to be careful because like the stainless steel move much faster than the in all my adventures with the Knit Pros and learning about all the different tips and stuff like that and all the different mediums that they make things out of, I still find myself leaning into the all stainless steel. And I was looking on the Oz Yarn Co. because I thought I'll get a few more of the. I just realised I don't have this camera on. Sorry. I'll get a few more of the mindful tips because I really like them. They're similar but different to the ChiaoGus. Like I still like the ChiaoGus, but I don't have any 4-inch in the ChiaoGus. In the stainless steel, I've only got 4-inch in the bamboo. And while I really do like the carbons. I like how they feel. This is not as anywhere near as sharp or as pointy or as tapered as even as the mindfuls. It's definitely a rounder, gentler tip, which is perfect. Like depends on what you're making. Sometimes that's what you need. So, yeah. Molly says, I just finished binding off a jumper hem. I did a combination of a standard bind off and a JSSBO, a 1-to-1 ratio. It looks so good. I'll post a photo on Discord later. Oh, please. I need to see that. What do you mean fail for creme brulee pie? Abby loves those things. I mean, I'll eat them, but she loves them. I don't mind the apple pie though, so I'd eat the apple pie. And is it the banoffee one where they do the banana and the toffee and the 2 separate sides? I like that one too. That was good. Inner Logic said, I deboxed. I realized all the boxes I've saved in case I need to pack something back up, I've never used. So I have like a box rule. So like if we buy a major appliance like a TV or the coffee machine or something like that, we keep the box for a little bit just till we're double sure that there's no issues in the setup. TV boxes go much faster because they're just enormous. The coffee machine box hung out for a few weeks. And then they go, right? Once we're happy, once we're sure, they go. But with my Mac stuff, I know that when you resell your Mac laptops and things like that, if you've got the box, people are happier for some reason. And that's kind of why I've kept all my Apple boxes. But yeah, I don't really need them, do I? But I do tend to keep my boxes for a little while. And with some items, I keep the box for the length of the warranty. But not, I mean, they go up in the shed. That's different. That's different box situation. So yeah. Um, yeah. Daniel insists we keep the boxes for 6 months. Then they go, yeah. Because like if you need to take it back for like a warranty or something like that, it's easier if you've got the box. But yeah, I do tend to bin most of those sorts of boxes after a few months. But just when it comes to my tech boxes, like the Rodecaster box, and I've got all the boxes for my microphones and everything like that. I don't know why I keep them, I just do. And then every now and again I'll go, well, I don't even have that microphone anymore, so that's got to go. You know, I gave away those lights, I don't need their boxes anymore. If a box has a serial number, it stays until I update. Yeah, look, I probably will still keep some of these boxes. I'll just organize it differently, and they certainly won't be taking up a Kallax cube. So yeah, I'll have to wait and see what I'm going to do there, honestly. But yeah, so I would like to go. That's my next big task, is to go through that half of the room and just pull all the stuff out, rearrange some of it. So like there's all books and stuff down the bottom. Some of them I'm just going to straight up donate. I've realized I've had the books now for 10 years and I've never opened them. It's time for them to move on. They are not knitting pattern books, they are cross stitch pattern books. I have two Kallax shelves, like two of the squares are just full of cross stitch books. So I don't need those. I'm not going to keep them. So if you want them, you tell me. Otherwise, I'm going to drop them somewhere like the Sewing Lair or something, see if they want them. They're great books. They're reference books. They're really good. They've got like entire alphabets and stuff like that in them. But I don't want them. I don't want to deal with them. So there'll be that sort of stuff. And then yeah. We'll have a little bit more room to do some jiggery pokery in here, because I want to bring in my Janome sewing machine, and because my brother is on this desk, no problems at all. I have no issues there. But the Janome, it makes like it's bigger, and I want to use it for some of my bigger projects, and it's for different stuff. And I just don't pull it out because of where it is. So I want to have it set up, or at least be able to put it up on the desk on a whim. Okay, then back to the other one. Let's have a look here. I also have Garfield Skate Cat Beach Towel. Oh, that's so cute. It's a fun online argument. I can be like, shut up. I have a towel with more life experience than you. I love that. I've had to send things back in the original boxes for warranty reasons, which is why we tend to keep the boxes for their warranty periods. Yeah. Logic says I buy my Macs used from Mac of all trades. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of buying used technology, and it's just because the few times I've done it, I've regretted it, and has ended up being a lemon. So I tend to just what have I done there? Jeepers, stop that. So I do tend to just buy most of my tech just new. I don't have to worry about getting a lemon. If I get a lemon, then they have to replace it. So yes. But I'm all set up now, tech-wise, unless something breaks. Knock wood. We'll just actually, there we go. We want actual wood on that. Because I'm pretty content. You know, for years I had a list of things I want to upgrade, things I want to upgrade, things I want to upgrade. I have everything. I have everything on my list, and I don't need to upgrade anything, and I'm so happy. I've even got my nice to haves now, so my color lights in the backgrounds that I like, and my my front camera lights that, not my camera's there, but my front lights that are, I can control without having to reach them and plug them. I can control them all from my computer or my phone. And just being able to do all that, there's just quality of life stuff, which I really love. So I can't see me needing any more tech stuff for a while unless something fun comes out. And then, I'll probably need that. Let's be real. So yeah. And I have a watermelon beach towel I've had since the 80s. It's been everywhere with me. You should bring it to a retreat, Tamantha. You can come and have a Sunshine Coast retreat with us. Game Winner says, why does trimming back seams take so long? I don't know, because you've got to watch it to not accidentally cut the seam. It's not just a quick and fast thing. I mean, I've got to watch it anyway. There's probably like amazing people out there that are just like, and it's done. I'm like, so yes. You have special scissors for your trimming back? Do you have just crimping shears or do you use something else? Molly says, I've been sorting my fabric and will be selling 2/3 of my fabric stash, mostly quilting fabric. It's hard letting go of all the pretties, but I'll never use it all in my lifetime. I understand that. I truly do. I've got a couple of sewing things I want to do just because I want to try it. One of them is making a jelly roll mat. I actually would love to put a mat in this room, especially during winter. And just, just to have something pretty for me to see when I'm working in here. I know you guys won't see it, but I'll see it. And I don't have a mat in here. We have lino floors with the most hideous lino that I swear to God has been in this house since the house was built in the 80s. There is no underlay under the lining. It is basically lining, then concrete. And so having a lovely soft mat would just be very nice to have in this room. Excuse me. I have some water, I think. Pelican bill scissors. I've never heard of those. Let me Google that. Pelican bill scissors. Oh, I have seen them. Okay. Right. I have to look into how they would be used, but I have seen them before. We may have watched the same lady, Leanne. I've been watching a lady on there. So now I have jelly rolls. I have the pre-cut wadding, which I picked up off Amazon pretty cheap. I have the special little clover foot thing for making jelly rolls, not foot. There's a little plastic thing for making the jelly rolls. I have that as well. I have the sewing machine that can do it. I have everything. I just need to do it. So I should probably do that. Oh, thanks, Emma. That'd be cool. I'd love to see how they work. I saw that there was a YouTube video of someone using them, but I was going to sort of wait till the stream ended before I went and had a look. I walk around barefoot too. It's just, there's no carpet in our house. The whole house is like this. We used to have a mat out in the living room, but then when Snowy got really sick and with her bladder cancer, she had a few too many accidents on it, so we got rid of that. It was just a mat. It wasn't expensive. We could probably replace it, but we just haven't. And yeah, so we really do. We love having a mat. We just don't have any mats. And with Tibbles in his doterage now, just doing whatever he wants whenever he wants. We're a bit nervous about buying a mat. but I keep this door closed when I'm not in it, so um, he wouldn't be able to get in and, you know, destroy it. Hopefully, that's the plan. Why is that so tight? But yeah, so that would be the plan. But I probably could. That could probably be my next sewing my next sewing project actually. Get that done. That would actually make this room a lot more bearable, especially in winter. Um, I probably, you know what? I think that's. I'll look at my jelly roll. I'll see what supplies I've got and why I paused. Because it could have been a confidence thing. I have no confidence in my sewing whatsoever. Although this last week, confidence is growing a little bit. But I had no confidence in my sewing whatsoever. So I'll have to wait and see. Because I think I think in this room, a round mat would work, just where it wants to go. I could either do a round mat or an oblong mat, but I think a round mat could actually work in this room. I know it can't work in all spaces, but I think it could actually do something here. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see. I need to organize another power cord because right now the power cord running to my projector that needs to run all of one, two, three, maybe 3.5 meters. I think 3 would be enough. Is currently a 25-meter cable, so it's coiled up, taking up quite a bit of space on the ground. So yes, and the thing I've really noticed about that is it's just here. Hang on a second. Let me just switch cameras. So it's literally just I don't know if you can see that. Just the power cord is just it's on, like I've got the projector on a mic stand and it's just hanging over the mic stand. It has been phenomenal when I'm sewing because I can just plug in the sewing machine right there. I can just plug in the iron. I'd like to get a double adapter so I can have the iron and the sewing machine going at the same time. But other than that, or plugged in at the same time, not so much going at the same time. But yeah, I think that would be a little bit of a comfort thing. And it could still work. That same plug would still suit if I was sewing at the other little table. It's no biggie. It's not far away. It's still just as convenient. So yeah, I think I'm going to do that. That's going to be what I do. But the other thing I'm going to do, ready? Because I've got so many plans, is right now I have full size blankets basically. They're moving blankets that I've added grommets to that I hang on the wall so I can block out all the light and control all the light in this room and also not have too much noise bouncing off the glass back into the microphone. So it has an absolute purpose and I don't want to get rid of it. However, there's no reason it needs to go to the floor because there's desks all along this wall and it's been so annoying. So I'm actually going to cut them off and bind the edges because it'll be all flaky. So I'm actually going to be cutting it off and trimming it down to a useful height so that it's less in my face and in my way. And then also trimming down the side over there because part of it comes around in front of the Kallax boxes, which again is annoying. So I'm going to be fixing those up too. That's another big task. That's a task that involves a ladder and somebody else to get up on the ladder. So not necessarily a task for me to get them. I mean, I could just cut it and just vacuum up all the dust and just hope not more falls out, which I probably will do to start with and see how I cope with it. Actually, I'll probably just cut one and see what it looks like inside. And go from there. That would be what I do. Let's have a look here. Logic says I've got a wall to wall in the apartment, except for the bathroom, which has asbestos tiles from the 40s and the hideous 70s lino in the a wall-to-wall carpet, okay, except for the lino in the kitchen. Yeah, I tend to go for houses that don't have carpet. My asthma gets triggered by dust, and the carpet hides the dust better than the lino floors. Um, and so that's just been a throwback since I was a kid. Mum and Dad always made sure we had lino houses or tiled houses, and I've kind of just kept doing it, I suppose. There's no real reason. It's not that I don't like. I always love it when I stay somewhere that's got carpet. I'm always like, oh, squishy. Um, the answer is I made my craft room a rag rug, like in the Amish style. I used all the kids' old doona covers, ripped them by hand, of course. I'm not finished it. Yeah, well, maybe you should finish it. And we can both have little goals to get rugs in our craft rooms. I just think it just creates like a comfort thing. So look here. Hey Shivsy, as a niece of countries of electricians, get a sparky to replace your wall sockets and have proper wide and multiple wall sockets. It's really easy to overload. I understand that. I've had a sparky out. They will not touch our electricals unless we pay them literal thousands to replace our power board. So we're trying to get quotes for other power board people because I wanted to get air conditioning in here, get a whole pile of extra power points in here. I had all these plans, but the money for those tasks, but then they're like, oh yeah, but also we won't do any of that until this happens. And so it's frustrating because in Australia, only licensed sparkies or electricians, we call them sparkies, only licensed electricians are allowed to touch the electricals in a house, or your insurance won't cover you. You can't even replace a ceiling fan with a light. If you have to disconnect the actual like wires, that's an electrician job. And so you have to get electricians out. So but I was talking to my cousin who's an electrician, and he said that like the $2,000 odd that they quoted us to replace our power board box, because it's old and it does need sorting out, but he said that was ridiculous. But he's not local enough to come and do it for us, so we've got to try and get quotes out to get that sorted, because we can't do anything else in this room until that happens power wise. So yeah, we definitely understand the need to have actual proper PowerPoints put in. I would love considerably more PowerPoints in this room than what it currently has. But yeah, I don't have that option right now. I'll get there. Yeah, it's just so much easier just to sweep and mop, right? And I wear socks around a lot, and summer it's just barefoot on the cold floor. That's kind of nice, but I wish there was just a couple of spots, like having a rug here and there. That's all I want. Game Widow says I have laminate floors in the lounge, dining, and family. Horrible ties in the kitchen, laundry and bathrooms, carpet in the bedrooms. Yeah, it's definitely we've got the lino in all of the living areas, including the kitchen and the laundry. The bathroom, both bathrooms have got tiles. You've all just given me an idea. I've been looking for a better rug for under my sock machine. I could make one, although I'd probably drip oil on it, and that would make me sad. Well, then make one out of like something you don't care about. Make it out of scrappy yarn. Go and hit, not yarn, but scrappy fabrics from some old sheets or something. Go and hit a secondhand shop, something that you have got no attachment to, so that if it drips oil on it, whatever, it's the rug for the sock machine. So yeah, I would definitely do that. YouTube has a couple of tutorials for rag rugs. Okay. But yeah, just definitely look into that for sure. All right, my friends, I'm actually going to run away. I'm going to go and have some lunch, and then I've got to get some work done this afternoon that does not involve sewing a circular rug. I'll be looking at the supplies to double check I have everything. I think I have everything, and I may just get started, but not till I get some other stuff done first, including my lunch. Yeah, op shops, doona covers, tablecloths. Like, don't limit yourself to actual just fabric. Look into like it from the broader perspective of it, for sure. For sure. Alrighty, my friends. I will catch you all later. Be good. Have a great week, and make something. Get crafty.